your legal status. Many people fail to respond to RFE or file an application before the deadline. This is why we offer a strategy session for 15 minutes at no cost to you. Not everyone qualifies. First, you need to speak with our CARES team. We receive many requests, so we recommend you answer a few questions on our website, greencardguys.com. Our mission is to help people live and work in America legally. Go ahead and subscribe below and follow and share. Talk to you soon. All right, so tonight we're going to talk about notice of intent to deny. All right, this is a channel for you if you are interested in sponsoring your spouse, a family member, and maybe you've already filed. Maybe your case is delayed. All right, and we're here to answer your questions, point you in the right direction. This is a late night show. Okay, my name's John Ting. This is about 11:10 p.m. Central Time. Just trying to get all set up here. So we can do it this way. All right. So one of the problems that most people don't talk about, okay, especially when you're wondering if you need to hire an attorney. Okay, most law firms don't accept clients when they've already filed their own case. So that's something to keep in consideration. And it's actually it would behoove you to hire an attorney sooner than later. I know I'm an attorney, immigration attorney. I'm a little biased, right? But that's literally because we see cases, inquiries where people schedule a meeting with us. And yeah, we can tell when someone should have hired an attorney in the first place. So we're not trying to make anyone feel bad, okay? But the deal is, a lot of y'all don't know what you're doing, and that's okay. You don't do this every day, okay? This is what we do every day. We know exactly what to do. So, because when you have a notice of intent to deny situation, okay, it's a letter coming from the government, USCIS, saying, look, we don't believe USCIS believe you're going to get denied, but they're going to give you like a sliver of a chance. And that sliver of a chance comes with a deadline of 30 days. So go ahead and follow on your respective channel. We're on YouTube and TikTok tonight. Instagram is just messed up for me. I don't know what's going on with there. But go ahead and follow, subscribe, because by the time you get if you get a notice of intent to deny, knock on wood, hopefully you don't. But if you do, you don't want to be wasting time scrambling to find a legal team to help you. And yeah, I used to be a solo. The law firm has grown. We're very fortunate here at Green Card Guys, okay, that we have several other premier associates on our team. So we work as a team. Now, look, of course, I know I've got other attorneys here on the show. And so there's some shops that are solo, right? They're their own lawyer. They're the only lawyer, but it does help to have a legal team to support you, okay? Because for me, even if we're on one person's on vacation, just practically speaking, you have another attorney ready to just take over and help you. And you don't have to yourself scramble to find another law firm, another completely different law firm. Okay, so notice of intent to deny. A lot of y'all think like, oh, I've been married for several years, or I've been married for 6 months. I love my spouse. It doesn't matter. Okay, USCIS cannot tell how much you love your spouse through documentation. Now, although that is not an invitation to send in your nudes, okay, or a little bit, spicy photos. It's not an invitation. I've heard of people that do that. That doesn't actually make the case stronger for you. So just don't mess around. Don't be doing that. Okay, so drop a question in the comment section. Share your experience. Maybe you did share a spicy photo. Let me know how it went for you. Okay. Tonight, we're focused on a specific topic. I'm happy to answer other questions. Happy to invite people to the show. We're probably going to try to go at least 30 minutes. Okay. So please don't get mad at me if I don't answer your question. I try my best to go in order. Now, look, if you're just watching Netflix and just hopping on the live show, welcome. Just put me in the background. That's all good. All right. Notice of intent to deny. A lot of people think like, what the hell is this? Does this mean a denial letter? Because the language at the very beginning, it makes it sound like your case is denied. Do not give up. If you have no idea, of course, most of y'all know how to read English, right? But that issue is the way they phrase the letter, the very first paragraph, it may discourage you. You might just give up after the first paragraph. You're like, what the hell is this? Denied? Does that mean it's over? Game over? Do not give up. Okay. Especially even if it says decision. At the top, it'll say another example is just decision. And that means the final decision. Okay. Or notice of decision. That's the end of the road in that sense. Okay. Um, but you don't want to give up. But when I say end of the road, you still don't want to give up because they could have denied you for a ridiculous reason or no reason at all. And you're like, well, we gave those documents. What are they talking about? It's a bunch of BS. So we call BS quite often when we receive these inquiries, requests for to assist on this for notice of intent deny. So let me know where you're watching from. Shout out to y'all on here in the live show late at night. It is 11:15 p.m. Central Time. My name is John Ting. I secure your legal status to live and work in America legally. Legally, okay? So to all those my conservative friends, my homies, conservative homies, we're trying to help immigrants, foreign nationals become legal. So yes, there are many people in America without legal status. We're going to make it work for them. Okay. We're going to make it work, secure the legal status so you don't complain as much. All right. All righty. And let's see here. All righty. Well, let me answer some questions. But just want to highlight that scenario. If you get a notice of intent denied, you have 30 days to respond. And yeah, probably difficult to find a lawyer in a very short time. By the way, on TikTok, if your comment or question is hidden, don't worry, I can still see it. I don't know why sometimes they hide comments. I'm assuming for political reasons. I don't know. Z Love SSM, what's going to happen with PIP? There's going to be a trial that's going to supposed to start November 6th, I believe, the day after Election Day. Oh, wait, no, the same day as Election Day, so November 5th. Um, Hopefully the trial doesn't get rescheduled. I believe it'll still continue. I recorded a video here on these platforms and went through the last overview of PIP, Pro in Place, and my thoughts about it. But the short version of my thoughts is that it will continue. I'm hopeful. Am I super hopeful? We'll see, right? But if the conservative states, 15, 16 states, they practically copy and pasted the lawsuit that they filed against DACA, right? Is just complaining about, the cost of state resources will increase. Bunch of BS, in my opinion. I don't believe they have legal standing. So, also similar argument on the federal government side against the conservative states. So we'll see. And so the DACA situation, if it's going to be somewhat similar to that, DACA has not allowed new applicants, and that's why for the people who have not filed for PIP, if budget is not a concern to you, you might want to consider filing to just get your case in the door, per se. Okay, so let's see. That's as short of explanation as possible. Hamdia, how long does I-730 take until it's approved? I can check. I can try to check online real quick, but I have a video on these platforms, I believe, on how to check USCIS.gov. A lot of people think like, why can't you just check, John? Well, of course, I'm happy to check, but we got a lot of questions here, and you can easily do it yourself. And so there's a drop-down menu of all the different application types, numbers. They do have like a form category. So what we like to do here at Green Card Guys Law Group is empower you to search on your own. with the government websites. Don't be searching all these random blogs and whatnot. Everyone has a different experience. That's why we're here on one of the reasons we're here on a live show. And right now, Hamdia, it's 9 months. 80% of cases complete in 9 months. But this website, it's not accurate for everyone. It's a decent estimation. Gives you some kind of idea, but it's not accurate. Some cases in general could be approved in much less time. We've had some cases, applications, all different types of form numbers approved in less time than what it shows online. So you just never know. Thanks for the follow, folks. Really appreciate it. We're at 1,600 likes, hearts on TikTok. If you don't mind, just, as you're watching Netflix or Disney Plus, just you're like about to fall asleep, just keep tapping it, okay? If you don't mind. On YouTube, you only have to do it one time. All right. Abriendo Juntos, you're early. Welcome. Pavan. By the way, it's not cool. Just be straight with y'all. It's not cool to say, please reply to my question. Of course, I'm going to try, but that's honestly not the best way to get me to reply. Being kind and polite is the best way. Because I get a lot of questions. I appreciate it, though. Let's see. Your I-130 has been active review since 10 days. You are both in the U.S. and you're a student visa. Does it normally get approved in a day or two after going to active review? Man, bro, you have not been watching my channel if you think your active review for 10 days. You gotta follow, bro. This guy on YouTube thinks it's only gonna get approved in 10 days. A status of actively review could be perpetual, indefinite amount of time. Okay. And it can be frustrating. The thing is, though, when did you file the case? Right? And as a marriage, so does that mean your spouse is a citizen or your spouse is a resident? So I need a little more details. Okay. If you want me, I try my best to cut to the chase for y'all, but I need more details to cut to the chase. Okay. That's a great thing here on live show. I can save y'all like 3-digit traditional consultation fee. And I will tell you when a certain scenario would really require, I think, a consultation, but I really try to save y'all that 3 digits. Okay. So I need a bit more information if you want, especially you want me to answer, like help you share like processing times, which location is it? She's a citizen. That's great. How long ago? When did you file it? Right. Um, but yeah, it sounds like maybe you didn't have attorney, and that's okay. But 10 days active review, um, yeah, expect it to take 12 months. Now we have many cases that get approved in less time, some 3 months, some 5 months, but that doesn't mean that's the new normal per se. In fact, sometimes some people think like, well, just because everyone on TikTok lawyers on TikTok, YouTube are all saying like 5 months, 6 months, but that doesn't mean it's always going to happen that way. It's not a guarantee for you. And traditionally, before a pandemic, it would take about 12 months. And that's with the interview, sometimes even longer, like 15 months. But if your case gets to 15 months after file date, regardless of biometrics, regardless when you get the AP or work permit, we'll file a lawsuit, 15 months, okay? So Pavan active review means nothing to us. It's a bunch of BS to me. And think about it. Does it really take 10 days? For those alleged 10 days, do you think an officer is actually reviewing your case every day? Because other people could be like 3 months straight saying the same status. So just think about that for a second, okay? Not trying to give you a hard time, but just think about the reality of what's going on. I don't want anyone to be misled about just from USCIS case status because for whatever status it is, it freaks people out. It's a bunch of BS. Okay, so we do invite people to the show. Okay, this is not a political debate. Someone thought when I was talking about immigration problems a few days ago, someone thought it was a political debate. I love to debate, but that's not what this channel is for. This channel is to help you secure legal status, point you in the right direction. So if you appreciate that and want to cut to the chase, give it a follow, subscribe, okay, wherever it shows up. Now so if you do want to join the show, I think on TikTok it's down below. It might say guest or something. On YouTube, let me share the link. Yeah, no problem. Anytime, Pavan. Let's see. And to just be upfront, I'm just trying to go through this fast, so I'm inherently gonna accidentally skip some people, and so don't give me a hard time if I did. It is what it is. Welcome to the show. Welcome to GreenCardGuys.tv. Kelly 10 ABC, your 45 has been pending for several years. It's past average approval date. What can you do? Um, well, how long? Several years. Who's your sponsor, Kelly? Join the show, okay? So that because I gotta scroll through all these comments. I mean, join the show as a guest. User 3074, but Kelly, it sounds like you might want to file a lawsuit now. User 3074, will USCIS find out if you put US citizen on your job app when you were a minor and had work ID? They could, because I remember taking over a court case, and the new client at the time told me that the government attorney asked the question, did you check mark US citizen on the I-9 form? And I-9 form, if y'all are not familiar, I think most of y'all are familiar with it, is just to prove your identity to the company. Okay, and the company is not supposed to tell you what kind of documents to give them. They give you a list. I know, but some HR department, they kind of go around those rules. But yeah, somehow the trial attorney had the wherewithal to ask that question. So I don't know if they truly have internally are able to collect this information that quickly, but yeah, you want to be careful what kind of answer you mark, or what kind of answer you provide on those forms. We don't want a situation for false claim to you as U.S. citizen. Basim, you're in New York. Okay, great. Man, come on. You're welcome. That's actually someone's TikTok name. All right, that's cool. Luis. Let me get Luis, and then I'm gonna invite that person who I was who's just there for a second. Mo, I think it is. Mo, I think we spoke yesterday for a bit. Welcome back. Someone asked, can you transfer the case to a different embassy? Yes, you can. We call it TCN, third country national. Um, it's possible. How long will it take? Notification says they know everything. Yeah. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they don't know everything. But our expectation is that they will know everything. So that's why, yeah, you do have to tread lightly in that sense. Okay, man, y'all have there's a lot of questions on here. I keep scrolling back down to get back to the top so I don't skip anyone. Okay, here, I think I got back to it. Luis, you've been there. My arm is like tired now. Luis, I've been waiting for your 45 marriage for over 2 years. Is that normal? No. But who's your sponsor, though? Is your sponsor a U.S. citizen or a resident? If it's a U.S. citizen, then yeah, 2 years too long. Okay, I would say 12 months is average for that. But if your sponsor is a resident holder, permanent resident, 2 years is probably just not long enough, unfortunately, based on the visa bulletin. All right, so let me pull that up real quick. Visa bulletin, and that is relying on the F2A category, family preference. Okay, appreciate everyone's question. If I don't answer your question, I apologize. It's just I'm trying to roll through these questions, answer these questions as fast as I can. So stay on the channel because by the time I get to you, you might be you might have fallen asleep. Okay, F2A for all chargeable areas except China, India, Mexico, and Philippines. They're working on cases November 2021. Okay, pretty freaking frustrating. Okay, so let me share with you on the screen here. I can do that on YouTube and Facebook. There we go. That was what it looks like. This is the October bulletin. I know the November one came out recently. Okay, but there you go. F2A. Very, very frustrating. Super frustrating. Okay. We're very diligent to review this very often for a number of reasons. CSPA, Child Status Protection Act, for age out scenarios. Also, because of lawsuits, we're trying to find the right time to file a certain lawsuit when there's a case delay. Igor on YouTube, I-130. Oh, you got an RFE on I-130. Based on I-130, so that's probably based on relationship. Is yours a marriage case? How long does it take to get them make a decision after sending RFE back? Uh, Fortunately for our cases, I don't know, just because it's a law firm, right? But um, generally about a couple months for us, or 1 month, 30 days. But a lot of y'all on the channel here have commented that even just for medical exam, with the intent to have your interview waived, some of y'all have been waiting like 5 months plus, and all it was a medical exam. But Igor, let us know. If anyone has an RFE, notice of intent deny, you do it yourself, or even you have a different lawyer, your own lawyer, come back. Let us know how long it took. We really appreciate it. We want to have a community experience here, not just me talking the whole time. All right, let's get Mo. If you're still on. All right, Mo. What's up?
Hello.
Hello, Mo.
Oh, how are you, sir? I just have two questions.
Sure.
The first one is for my uncle. He applied for his wife. She's out the United States since 2020, and he's still stuck in NVC.
2020. Okay. Which category is this? Do you know?
For his wife, he is
Oh,
a
wife.
citizen, and he applied
Oh,
for his
okay.
wife since 2020. Like I
And
think
he's a
5 years
citizen.
so much.
He's a citizen. Oh boy. It sounds like they definitely lost track of this case. Because he's a citizen, that's immediate relative. There should be no delay.
Yeah, like the last update from them was in 2022. They asked for the sponsor, the document, and he uploaded. Until now, no response. Nothing. No any action in his case in NVC.
Which country is this?
Jordan.
Okay. No interview yet. It's since 2020. Okay. Yeah, and this is immediate relative. Then we don't have to worry about the priority date on the visa bulletin. So yeah, it's time to file lawsuit. Okay. So if you said this your friend?
My uncle.
Oh, your uncle. I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember all the facts here. So yeah, share my link or channel with your uncle and tell him that the lawsuit is most likely the solution for him to take it to the next step.
Okay, and my question for my application, I'm married with a citizen, and I apply for my green card inside the United States. I submit my application. After like 7 days, they send me the appointment for biometrics, and after biometrics in 3 days, I still didn't do it. Just 3 days, they sent request for evidence. I went to my biometrics and was a request for evidence for my medical exam. They asked me to do it and send it to them for like they give me chance 2 months to do it and send it to them. I already sent it.
Okay.
But I was just surprised, like, and normally most people the interview, right? Like they told me, the attorney told me, like, hey, your medical exam, should you will do it when they schedule your interview. But I surprised they asked me to send it and they don't give me any date for interview or something like that.
I'm sorry, what was that last letter you said? What about interview?
That's the medical exam will be with interview. Like
Oh. Yeah, that is interesting because traditionally it would be a courtesy letter, say bring the medical to the interview.
yes.
But you also got an RFE, so it sounds like you got two different mails.
No. It's one mail. They
One
send
mail.
it to me. They say we need your medical exam before this date, and they give me the address to send it to them.
Oh, okay.
Just that's it. They don't give me any information about interview or something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be separate. But if when they ask for a medical exam to be mailed to USCIS office, that typically means their intent, not a guarantee, their intent is to waive your interview. Okay.
Yeah, and you think like this will be the last step with USCIS, or maybe they will ask something else? because I give them everything they want. I've been with my
Yeah.
wife almost more than 2 years and give them evidence,
Okay.
whatever they want.
Yeah, congratulations. 2 years. Okay. So yeah, and by the way, that when they knock on wood, they approve it for you, that'll be a 10-year card since you've been married for
No,
2 years.
I've been with here 2 years. Okay, I was marrying here religion marriage, but legally like almost 7 months just.
Oh, okay. You use the legal, I guess, in America, 7 months. Okay. So that'd be a 2-year card. Okay, well, yeah, I don't expect anything else for USCIS to send you other than decision letter.
Okay, so for my uncle, like I will send him your information. He will contact you.
Sure thing.
I'm sure you remember me when he told you it's almost 5 years. Like he will not. He since 2020, and
Mm.
also he have his kids. He applied for his kids. Over 21. But
Okay.
since 2022, he applied for them. He applied for them since 2022. So I don't know how long it will take, but you can help him with that, or you can bring them.
For a spouse, yes, okay, but for his children that are over 21 and he's a citizen, are the children married? I guess
No.
your cousins, I guess. So they're not married, so that's the F1 category. And the bulletin right now, that's a family preference. That's not the same type of situation as your uncle's spouse, but their priority date, they're working on cases October 2015. That's a long time.
So it took like 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah, yeah. They should just check like once a year on the bulletin. I have a video on at least YouTube explaining how to check the visa bulletin. So if anyone's wondering, that's greencardguys.tv to my YouTube channel. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate that.
Thank
I
you,
will
sir.
contact
Good luck to you. And come back, okay? Follow and come back and share about your case. Appreciate
When
that.
I get anything new, I will come back and tell you.
All right. Thanks, Mo. Take care.
Hold on, man. Bye-bye.
All right, all right. So that's pretty cool. That's another example, just trying to save y'all the 3 digits, point you right direction. It really, we have a mission to secure your legal status to live and work in America legally. Okay. So if you're trying to deport your Pookie Bear, he or she did some nasty stuff. I wish we could help you, but we can't. We just that's not what we do. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. But for us as a legal team, we're helping you to secure your legal status or your Pookie Bear's legal status. Okay. So, with that being said, if your case is delayed, I know a lot of y'all filed your own case, a lot of y'all hire your own, have your own attorney. That's all good. Okay. More the merrier. I talk to a lot of immigration attorneys like almost every day. We love to share information. Uh, the deal is not don't give your attorney a hard time, okay, about your case being delayed. Because a lot of them don't know about mandamus lawsuits. Okay, a lot of them do know, but they don't have the certification in certain courts. They don't know the certain maneuvers, certain things to know, and that's okay. We refer cases to each other. That's why, at least with us at Green Card Guys, we have a national network of attorneys in different states. Okay, so for you, if you're like, well, John, some people ask like, John, I really want your team, one of y'all, at the interview. But we also think like, bro, your interviews are like next week, the flight's gonna cost like this much, and you gotta pay for our flight. So and at least one night hotel. We try to minimize the cost, right? So in certain scenarios, we'll say, look, we got a colleague, a friend in Boston, Beantown, or wherever it is, right? We're happy to refer you. Okay. So don't be shy. Follow the channel. We want to help you secure your legal status, even if you're not actually a client. I know it's a little weird, but some people might think that's weird, other immigration lawyers. But we truly want to help you get legal status. So then eventually you can vote as a US citizen. Okay. If you're not a US citizen, do not vote. Do not give the Republicans more leverage, especially the Republicans in Texas. My God, and Georgia. Jeez, they keep talking about that all the time. Okay, so hey, that's awesome. We're at 5,000 hearts on TikTok. That's so kind of y'all. Thank you so much for the love. We got a question here on I know we got another guest that wants to join. Oh, you hopped off. Okay, well, if you come back, let me know. Um, Elaine Francis, good evening to you. Can a green card holder file for his or her mother? No, you have to be a U.S. citizen. Just got there about 2 weeks ago. Got where? You did, Elaine? You have to be a U.S. citizen to sponsor your parents, sponsor your siblings. Now, look, by the way, if one of your parents or your siblings like, nah, I'm good. I'm good in my country. Don't worry. Still file the petition for them, okay? Because something like the freaking pandemic, something you just can't predict can happen in life 5 years down the line, and you're like, damn, I should have listened to John Ting at Green Card Guys. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. And you're again, your family member like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I got a stable job. I got my family here, and they're in their, where they live. You don't know what's gonna happen in the future. So just sponsor them. Okay. It's less than I think less than $700 with petition. Um, as far as I remember, because it increased in April. There's so many fees we have to remember. But anyways, your relative doesn't have to sign this petition. Only you do. Okay, as a U.S. citizen. Um, User 3074. Typically, a question like that, false claim to U.S. citizen, that's more of a paid strategy session. But briefly, I believe again, this is why something more detailed like this needs to be a paid strategy session. But the analysis on the USCIS policy manual about false claim to U.S. citizenship, you can waive that scenario if like you thought you were a U.S. citizen. Okay, it's something about 14 years old. Let me pull it up on the policy manual. But yeah, they have a 6-step analysis. Okay, so if that representation of being a U.S. citizen, whether that took place on or after September 30th, 1996. So laws have changed back then. So the analysis is different. So for that reason, that's the main reason you really got to have a paid strategy session, bro. So, or ma'am, sister. But seriously, you gotta I always love to answer questions when I can, but when I believe it's like a real detailed situation where it really would benefit you to have a dedicated 15-30 minute meeting with an attorney, I'll let you know. So in that kind of situation, you should definitely talk to an attorney one-on-one. Okay, because also my ethics require me to tell you, disclaimer time, this is information only. This is not a one-on-one strategy session, although you might think it is when you join as a guest. So don't be shy. You're welcome to join as a guest. CHX07, do you need to submit your children's SSS? Do you mean Social Security number, SSN, for filing your N400? I don't believe so. God, Grace. And by the way, user 3074, the fact that you copy and paste your question multiple times, it sounds like this is an important issue to you. So you might want to schedule a meeting with an attorney. It doesn't have to be with my team. It could be with some other attorney. It's all good. You just need to talk to attorney one-on-one. Okay. So I typically don't like to provide, we don't provide like extra information that the US government does not need. Even like, so for CHX, we've never provided SSN unless it asks on the form, but providing like a photocopy of the card, nah. Okay. Even on the tax documents, we would redact, like use a black Sharpie for the bank account number. Like, bro, you could look up like the routing number to like we used when we had cleaners cleaning company back in Dallas. We pay them by check. I don't use checks anymore for that reason. Somehow they're able to like access account, somehow bypass Chase Bank. Yeah, and they withdrew some cash. So you just gotta, even with the US government, whoever's working inside there, I don't trust them. So we redact on behalf of our clients certain information. So that's just something to keep in mind. That's what we do. Okay. Really, we're very thoughtful for our clients. Let's see. Back to Elaine on YouTube. You got a follow comment here. It's for your daughter. Just got to the U.S. a few days ago. Congrats to her. You were asking when can she file for me, but you just said she has to be a citizen. That is correct. She has to be. How long before she'll be able to become a citizen? 5 years. It depends how she became a resident. If she became a resident through a U.S. citizen spouse, then there's a 3-year rule to be able to apply for her, your daughter, to apply to become a U.S. citizen. But if she got it some other way, then typically the default is 5 years. So I know it's a long time. And by the way, Elaine, are you in America or are you abroad? And if you're in America, did you enter with a visa? So very crucial. Al Kareem, can U.S. passport be denied if you got certificate of naturalization? I haven't heard of that, but I have heard of someone who has a birth certificate issued by a judge in Texas, a county judge, not the Bureau of Vital Statistics, and it's not a situation of certificate of naturalization. In that situation, had a U.S. passport application denied the first time. Subsequently, based on her advocacy, he or she was approved, but it takes some advocacy. So that's a really good example. Like, don't give up. Do you have to put SSN on application for U.S. passport? Yes, I recall having to do that for my children when I just renewed their passport recently. Elaine, she's working in America as a nurse, and you're in Jamaica, your country. Okay, so you're abroad. Okay, just making sure you certain situation for you. So stay on the channel, follow. Okay, welcome, y'all. Welcome to ask questions when you come back to the channel next time. If you're asking, I think someone Ria Zali, can I hear your case? Yeah, I can. Yeah, you want to share information? And if you're wondering if I can help you wherever you live, yes, I can. We can. Green card guys, we accept clients from wherever you live, Alaska, Jordan, Taiwan, China, Korea, doesn't matter where you live, Jamaica, we're happy to help you. Fortunately, with technology, just like here, we use Dialpad, we use Zoom to meet you, we use Dropbox for documentation. So let's get God's Grace on. What a lovely name. And God's Grace said, apply for Fiance 4 months ago. Haven't heard back. What else is going on, God's Grace?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, yeah, I was just texting you on the comment section.
Mm-hmm.
I filed for my fiance 4 months ago, and I did not get any paper or anything, so I just don't know what to do, or is this like a normal thing?
So you applied the 129F, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So back in the day before the pandemic, fiance visa petition 129F would be traditionally shorter time frame, like 3 to 5 months. But now I know you just filed, but we typically recommend, if possible, to get married first. They have been processing those cases a bit faster than fiance visa cases. I haven't heard anything different since the pandemic.
Okay, because I know like some people who file fiance visa and then they say they already got like their receipt number,
Hmm.
and like after they submitted their application like within a month or two, and then mine's not, like they did not send in mine, so I was just confused.
Well, receipt number, you get a receipt number when you just filed your petition, and then when it gets to the next stage, you get another number, case number. So I know it is a little bit confusing, but um, this whole thing of like collecting information, learning about your friend or someone else's case. Do you know like when they filed their petition though? Like recently or a long time ago?
One of my friends, she filed around April this year,
Okay.
and then I did file on July.
Okay. And where is your friend's case at now? At the NVC?
So they sent her the receipt numbers that pretty much tell her to like check the status, and she just keep checking, and then they did not send out any paper after that.
So usually, even if the thing is with fiance visa pathway, even if someone has been approved with a petition in a shorter time frame, the part that takes the longest and very unpredictable is waiting for the fiance visa interview. Okay, so it's a strategy call. I mean, the fiance visa pathway still works. It's of course intended to be quicker, but it's not usually the case since the pandemic. So, but follow and share your experience if you don't mind, or your friends.
So I don't have to call the USCIS or anything. Should I just wait?
Well, that's a good question. Let me pull up on the processing time website here with USCIS I-129F. Let me pull it up on YouTube and Facebook. And do you know which service center your case is located, your petition?
Texas.
All right, hold your breath for a second. I'm clicking on. They claim, I don't know how they do this, but 80% of cases at the Texas Service Center is 14.5 months. Don't throw elbows. Don't get mad at me, but get mad at USCIS. Nebraska Service Center, I just picked a random one, 8.5 months. It's all kind of random. You can't pick. You can't like move it to another service center. It's not our choice, unfortunately. California is 9.5. Vermont is 21.5. They typically take the longest. So you might want to verify with your friend and politely. He's like, did your petition actually get approved? And if it did for her, that's great. But it's just kind of random in that way. It's not like a perfect process, for everyone to get approved that quickly. Okay. So there are other possible strategies, but it really depends on you and your fiance. So if you are interested in more about that, you can click the link in my profile for a meeting. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Take care. God's grace. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
I hope I didn't make her feel sad, or her fiance. That'd be cool. That'd be cool if both people were actually on the live show at the same time. That'd be very interesting. Um, yeah, that's the unfortunate reality of these case processing times. That you may hear one person or a friend, coworker, and they're like, "What's wrong?" They're like, look at you like, "What's wrong with your case?" And they tell you that their case got approved in like much shorter time frame. Well, just give them the finger. No, I'm just kidding. Um, it's just USCIS. This is the State Department. They don't have the best way. We got several people on TikTok, but we also I'll check back with y'all soon. We do have someone, Syed, on YouTube. So let's bring Syed on. What's going on, Syed?
Hello, sir. I am from India. So my father has applied for me green card in F2B visa category. So my question is, sir, my case is pending since last 4 years. So in between that, should I apply for F1 student visa, or should I wait for my priority date is going to current? So what is the best advice for me, sir?
You're in India right now. What kind of
Yes,
case?
sir.
What kind of petition has been filed for you already?
Uh, in F2B visa category.
Oh, F2. And what's the priority date on that currently?
Um, 18 September 2020. 4 years is completed.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, so you
Yeah.
have a little F2. Is it F2A? Who filed for
No,
you?
sir.
I'm sorry.
F2B.
Oh, F2B. Okay. Oh, yeah, 4
Yeah.
years. You're right. Yeah, I'm looking at the October one. So I'm sure November is pretty similar. Um, do you have you applied to schools in America? You asked about student visa?
No, sir. I didn't apply for non-immigrant visa or
No, no.
on F1 or B1 B2. I didn't try in anything in non-immigrant visa.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Let me pull up another web page here. Are you interested in a different kind of visa? Non-immigrant visa in the meantime?
Yes, sir. But I have a plan. Should I enter in USA on F1 visa, or till should I wait uh, till my priority days is going to current? Because I am very confused about that.
Um, yeah, it's a long time, right? Like a potentially 4 years wait time since your priority date. So I would consider, if I were you, another way in the meantime to be in America, if that's what you want. That's what it sounds like. So you might want to consider um, other visa. Like, do you have a company in India?
No, sir. Currently, now I am a student right now.
Oh, student right now. Okay.
Yeah.
When will you graduate?
I was graduate last year. I am a medical student, sir. I was graduated from Central Soviet country. I completed my medicine from there, and after completing there, I come India, and I was working since 1 year as a duty medical officer in hospital.
Hmm.
Yes.
Well, thank you for your service as a medical professional. I know that's not easy. It's very dedicated work as well. But yeah, I mean, if you could find the thing is, even if you have find a company to sponsor you in America, even if it's like a medical clinic or hospital, that's a,
Mm-hmm.
and you're from India, that's going to take a long time also. So, in that sense, you would just rely on your family petition, F2B. Um, but yeah, I mean, unfortunately, India is not a country for a treaty visa, for e visa. But you may want to consider like L visa if you start a company in India and you open a new office in America. You could transfer yourself to America. That's an option, but you have to
Mm-hmm.
work in you. The company has to be sustainable, essentially, continuing. You can't just like start it just because you want to get transferred to America and that's it. Okay, you gotta keep it going. Think about it like a
Sir.
bank. They have different branches.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Mhm. Well, that's just a quick strategy thing, but if you want a longer session, you can schedule with one of our attorneys, and that is a link down below in the description box. Okay, Sayed? All right. Thank you very much. Take care. All righty. So that was a quick one. What was that? Less than 5 minutes? Usually, it's a much longer conversation, of course. Um, let's see. Let me answer a couple questions on a message here down. Mo, thank you so much for sharing it live. Really appreciate it. It looks like you shared it like 10 plus times. Really appreciate it. Okay, now we've got, hey Monica, what's up? Um, I see a lot of copy and pasting, so I'm trying to skip those that are already answered. Okay, Jose, if your parents entered iwi but citizen child files a petition, does the unlawful presence waiver apply? The thing is, for your parents who are in America, if you want them here in America, right, and obtain status, we call it adjustment of status, they have to have entered with a visa or be eligible for some kind of exception. With our team, we call it golden tickets. As you can imagine, why do we call it the golden ticket actually? I think, is it the Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory movie? I think that's what they refer to, but it's getting late. 245I, that's an example. So if you have a old petition filed on someone filed on their behalf, like one of their brothers, so your uncle or aunt filed it before April 30th, 2001, that is a possibility. But otherwise, Jose Reyes on TikTok, your parents would need a waiver. Here's the problem when I hear of situations where it's the citizen child that files petition. Citizen child, adult child can file petition, step number one, but the citizen child is not considered a qualifying relative for unlawful presence waiver. It's also called the family unity waiver that was created by President Obama. Yeah, I wish he just added citizen children included with that, because there's no point to file a step number one petition if your parents are not eligible for the waiver. So hopefully there's another scenario. Maybe one of your aunt or uncles filed for them a long time ago, but nothing happened. Okay, so check back with us. Click the link in the profile. Appreciate the love. Thanks for sharing. Thank you so much. We've got 5 people waiting on TikTok. Line up here to join. I'm going to invite one person there, and then if Ben, I see you on YouTube, I believe. So you're going to be next after that, okay? So Ria Zali, I believe, is next on TikTok. And you're going to be third, I think. Hello, Ria Zali.
How are you doing?
Hello, sir. What's going on?
It's good. So I have I'm in the United States right now, and I came
Okay.
in 2008 with my wife, and actually I came without inspection,
Okay.
and unfortunately me and my wife both caught by border patrol,
Mm-hmm.
and I stayed 3 months in detention, and after that I apply asylum and I come outside. From that day to I just last year in October, my case was dismissed. I don't have any deportations, no removal, no nothing, but the case is dismissed by the judge.
Okay.
And in that time, my father, he became a citizen, and he filed in 2012 I-130 for me.
Okay. 2012.
And the second thing is the I-130 was approved in 2015.
Okay.
But in 2016, my father, he passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And one more thing, when my father, he filed in 1997 his labor certification for himself. At that time, my full family was here in the United States, my brother, my sister, and my mother. So they all get the green card, and they are all citizens right now.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, I was 15 years old when my father, he filed labor certification.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think I'm considering 245I?
Yeah, you might have that possibility as a derivative. So 1997, I believe you said.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have a copy of that labor certification?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, so if you don't mind clicking the link in my profile and uploading that document,
Okay.
or you can email it after, that's fine. Then we can take a look at that because we need to look at the dates to verify the 245I. That's good. That's good that your court case was dismissed. Yeah, that was still a good trend with President Biden administration. We don't know if Kamala Harris is going to be elected. It could be different. So if anyone's in that situation.
So do I have to reinstate the I-130 petition, or I have to apply for the regular 485 for adjustment of status? What is the next step, and how to proceed on this? Because the next November is a filing date. Priority date is mine is February 2012, and for next month November the filing date is become April 2012 for F3 category.
F3, yeah. 2012. Okay, so you're about 2 years away, roughly. Okay. Okay,
But
that's
the final action date is 2010, but the filing is for next month is showing April 2012.
Okay, let me click on November bulletin. Yeah, so we followed the chart A box, not the chart B for your situation, because you're also in America, right? So
yeah, right. I'm in America.
Yeah, I know that these rules can be confusing which chart to follow, but yours is chart A. And then the other thing is about what you can do about that older petition filed by your dad. And my condolences, by the way. There are possible scenarios, very limited scenarios where you can keep that old petition still going. So you may or may not need a new petition filed for you. So to continue that case. So there's like overlapping couple different scenarios. You got the unlawful entry. You also have the unlawful presence. Even after you've well, did you refile your asylum application, by the way?
No.
Okay. So then, and your first asylum application was denied through USCIS?
It's a dismiss, not denied.
Oh, okay, dismiss. If you want to try to preserve any unlawful presence argument to like stop the unlawful presence counting, then you may want to refile your asylum application. They have a new service center called the Hart Service Center, I believe, and that's in Georgia.
Okay.
So, but if it's already been like over 365 days of unlawful presence, then it might not even matter. But it can help you to at least get a work permit, keep that going in the meantime. Okay. Let's see what else. So you can see there's a lot. TikTok we're trying to do this a little quicker, but there's several different legal issues that you need to be aware of. It sounds like you're aware of most of them, but just have more of a thorough discussion. Okay.
What are the chances for the reinstate for I-130 petition?
It's not really chances, it's just more analysis first by one of our attorneys. Because I know there's a rule that has to say like you have lived together for like 2 years, I believe, in America. That's like one of several requirements. So
because I have two kids also U.S. citizen. My brother is also U.S. citizen, so he can give me the affidavit of support.
Okay.
My mother she's also U.S. citizen. So
okay.
My whole entire family are here.
Yeah, I mean that's great for you in that sense. I'm glad you're near your family. But yeah, it takes more legal analysis than those facts. Okay, I'm glad you have people that are willing to sponsor you in that sense. Okay, but Riazali, if that's how you pronounce the name, I know I probably said it wrong, but I apologize. But schedule a meeting with one of our team members, and in your situation, would be option 2 to speak to one of our attorneys. Okay. All right. Share as much information as you can, and when you're answering the short form. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Take care. All right. It's a weird. Okay, Ben, we're gonna get you up here on live here. What's going on?
Hello, thank you, John, for hosting me. You've been always helpful for the immigrants community, and I appreciate your helpful answer.
Thank you. Happy to help. What's going on? What's going on with your situation, Ben?
Yeah. So I have a friend of mine. He was an international student on F1. That was 2011. After he finished his education, he went back to Egypt. Now, like 5 months ago, he applied for a B1, B2 visitor visa. And unfortunately, his visa revoked at LAX airport. And the reason the CBP officer given him, he told him that he doesn't have like a hotel reservation confirmation, something like that. So the CBP officer told him, based on that, I have to revoke your visa because you have like immigrant intent, something like that. So basically, he revoked his visa and let my friend withdraw his application. And I just want to let you know, my friend, next week he has a visa interview, and he asked me how can he convince the counselor, the visa officer in U.S. Embassy in Cairo, how can he like demonstrate to him his intention was like for tourism, and the decision the CBP officer he made, it was unfair decision.
Yeah, that's tough. Sorry to hear about your friend's situation. Yeah, he definitely wants to be prepared. To be honest, is that we actually don't represent clients on visitor visa applications because, of course, people can file online. But in this scenario, some things to consider. Okay, is that by the way, did you say when you first shared a story about your friend, did he overstay his visa the first time?
Never,
Long time ago?
actually,
No.
never ever. He studied in Cal State Fullerton. If you are familiar
That's
with this big.
Yeah. I've been
Then
to a
he
part of
finished,
Fullerton. Okay.
all right. Then he finished his study and went back straight to Egypt. So he has a good history with.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I guess customs officer they don't know how my brother-in-law travels. He doesn't usually, when he travels, he doesn't book a hotel. He just, because, there's a lot of hotels. So, that's the thing about like these custom officers. When I travel back from being abroad, man, the last officer that he was like, why'd you travel? What was your intention to travel? Like, what was
Correct.
the reason? I'm like, bro, man, I'm a U.S. citizen. Like, what doesn't matter? Like, I'm not a terrorist. Come on. So I'm here with my 2 kids. So anyway, like they just have this attitude, right? In general,
Even they asked my friend, do you have a drugs? Do you have a weapons? Like a crazy question out of the box. Doesn't relate it to the. You got what I mean?
These USCIS officers, these USCIS Custom Border Protection Patrol officers. It's like asking, maybe I shouldn't say this. It's like asking if the person unalived someone. It's like no one's gonna admit to that. Okay, so so it's they just gotta. So back to your friend though. So in this situation, it's the application. Start.
I'm sorry, the sound was cutting down, interrupted. Can you repeat again? What was? Hello?
Okay, I'm back. You're back.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm hear you clearly. Yes.
They said like DS160 asked like a point of contact, who you're visiting in America, things like that. So it's like having to trace back. I don't believe the customs officer has it at the airport, but now that your friend's going back for the interview in Egypt, I believe.
Correct.
He has to be ready to answer that kind of question. Like, well, so that happened in the customs over there, but your application says this. So do you know if he gave a specific reason on his application, DS160?
Okay, the CBP officer give him like a report. It says he has intention to I don't know for immigration, something based on he doesn't have a confirmation hotel reservation, something like honestly like stupid thing, like he has intention to be immigrant, something like that. And I just want to let you know, my friend has a good credit here in America. I mean, he studied, he went back, and now he tried to visit.
Well.
So my question, because I'm hope maybe you're gonna be lost. How can he convince the counselor he's a good visitor and he's not coming to US for like stay?
Yeah, the key thing is like bank accounts, just having a statement available. It's just one of those things that I wouldn't necessarily just show everything to an officer, but have it available in a folder to bring with him. Okay. And usually, even like the interviews for immigrant visa for green card, sometimes they take 5 minutes. Not, it's very short. So, your friend has to advocate for himself and just verify, share a little bit quick story, but let the officer review the file first and see what the officer says before just sharing, going to the whole story, right? Because your friend should not cloud the judgment of this officer first, because maybe the officer is just going to issue the visa anyway, right? But they should see in the system it was revoked before. There might
But
not be a note.
do you
in
think?
there. Mhm.
Yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting you. You might what?
I was saying, the system might or may not show why it was canceled, the original visa. But yeah, I mean, this time having proof that he would likely return back to Egypt. So usually that's like a bank statement. Is he single or married, family?
He's married and he has 2 kids, and his financial situation like in stable. His financial situation is stable. Yeah.
Okay, so is he coming to visit you or look at
As-
businesses or?
Yes, he's coming to visit me and going to visit like some attraction places in California, like Disneyland, San Diego. Like a normal tourist.
Yeah. Yeah. So he should start acting like my wife and actually book what do you call that? Like buy the tickets for these attractions in advance. Of course, after the visa is issued, right? And then so the purpose of the Custom Border Protection, the CBP, you can have that available. Like, hey, I bought like all these tickets. Like, I'm actually spending money in American tourism. So, what else? But at the actual interview, need to be ready with the bank statements, birth certificate of children, things like that. And is he traveling alone?
Yes, solo. Yes, correct.
So okay, so even stronger argument that he's not trying to like overstay his visa. Mhm.
Of course not, because he has a nice job back home in Egypt. He's a marketing manager in one of big sales company in
Oh,
Egypt.
okay. So yes, maybe some kind of proof that he has a job, maybe a letter from the company or some kind of, in America we call it pay stub, right? So maybe he has something like that in Egypt to show proof, just in case. Okay.
All right, and just a last question.
Mhm.
Actually, I forgot my last question. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. So, do you think the visa officer? I'm sorry for this word. Like, he's gonna gang with the CBP officer. Like believe his story. I just want to make it more simplified.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Let's say
Yeah,
you're gonna get a ticket and you go to the court, and the officer the judge gonna believe the officer who issued you the ticket. Do you think is it gonna go like this, or?
if I can clarify, just to make sure what you're saying, I think you're saying like, will a visa officer in Egypt just assume that the custom officer was correct, or
Correct. Yes.
but even if they thought that maybe this visa officer will give your friend a chance to share their reasoning. So, but even if the visa officer, well, the thing is like whatever happened back then.
Yeah.
The intent is what we say, the mindset back then. Let's say it was 2 years ago or something back then at that time. But that doesn't mean the intent is the same this time, right?
Yes.
And that's the
Yes,
main
make it
thing.
sense.
Like, that's honestly one of the main things I learned in law school. The intent can change. So even if that was true last time, it's different now. It's not an immigrant visa. That's what we're looking for. We're not going to overstay the visa. So a little more planning, essentially, really honestly, acting like my wife, having like almost like having a spreadsheet in your head, like, well, officer, this is what I plan to do. It's very intentional. Like, yes, I'm going to visit my friend in Bend, wherever he lives. Then I'm going to go have a flight to wherever or take a train. I don't know. It has to have a plan, so it sounds a little more organized. I mean, I know a lot of guys are not like that, but for the visa officer and custom is necessary. Worst case scenario. Okay. Good luck
All right,
to you.
John.
All right, take
Appreciate
care.
it. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Take care.
You
Bye-bye.
too.
All right. Let's see. Really appreciate all the requests to join the show. I think next is going to be Anna. Then on deck after Anna is Tay Chan. But before I invite them, I know we got some questions real quick. The written questions. Tony asks why Trump didn't answer deportation and univisiting question. I mean, I saw it on TikTok in general, live for like 10 seconds. I just can't stand him answering questions. So because he doesn't really answer the question, he just complains. Yeah, it's just politics. Let's see. Okay, let me get Tay. Okay, there's like 6 y'all. Can y'all see each other on the live? Whoever requested. What's up? Oh shoot, I invited on person. But okay, Tay, what's going on?
Hello, good evening.
How's it
So,
going?
how are you?
Good. How are you?
So, I have a question because I'm already here in America. So, I was petitioned by my fiance using the K1 visa, and my visa is expiring tomorrow. So, my question is, I believe there are 4 forms that needs to be filed for adjustment to visa status.
485. You're married now?
A bit of support, only the 2 of them, since I don't have plans to travel outside the U.S. as of the moment.
Okay, if you don't have plans to travel, well, the thing, I mean, yeah, I mean, in your 485, your green card application, adjustment status application could be approved in shorter time frame. It's unpredictable. But do you have family outside America?
Outside America, yeah.
Like who are like maybe. So the thing is like when the class we asked this question, like, do you have family outside America who are sick, like, and you just might not know, because by the time someone says, well, oh shoot, I should have applied for advanced parole, because when you finally decide, it takes like 6 months to approve. So
Okay.
you know what I mean.
But
So
as
that's
of
tough.
now, we don't have plans to travel yet,
Yeah.
and I hope that that's not gonna happen, But we're just concerned about we're gonna file the most important thing first, or the
Sure.
adjustment visa. And
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I can run through them quickly.
Only the 2 of it, the adjustment of status and the affidavit of support with the travel,
Yeah, 864, 485, and 765 if you want the work permit.
Yeah, because I was confused because the last time I asked someone, they say we have to file all the 4 forms all at once. So I that's why I'm here. I just want to confirm if it's
What are the forms that you were told to file at once? But yes, in general, whatever you file, I would file at the same time. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, sometimes you're hopping on and off on accident. Maybe you're getting
Sorry.
notifications.
It's I-1765 and I-131.
Yeah, but I think you say you don't want to apply for advanced parole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I just wait for the green card, and then I will just use that to apply for for work, and not wait for the.
Yeah, it's not a requirement to apply 131. It's not a requirement to apply for 765, although I do recommend at least the 765, because you just never know if the 485 application takes a lot longer time than the work permit. Some of our clients in the last 2 years have had the green card application 485 approved before the work permit. And if that happens, then you don't need the work permit application anymore. But you just never know. I know money can be tight for some families, but yeah, if you can't swing it for at least the 131, then maybe you can for the 765. But there is no requirement to file all the forms in that sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much for clearing up that for me.
Sure, sure. All right. Well, if you get jammed up, you know where to follow us. You know where to go. Okay. We're here to help. Thank you, Tay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye. All right. So we got, I see Coda on, I think, YouTube or Facebook. I mean, yeah. But we got several. To be honest, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 or 7 on TikTok before Coda. So Coda, you might have to hang out for a bit if you want your question answered. I do see other comments, questions that's comment on YouTube. So let me get to them to get to a couple real quick. And my bad, Anna. I know I said I was going to get you on, and I clicked the wrong one. So G Bali H on YouTube. Good day. Can your citizen spouse withdraw the I-130 after you received your 10-year card? Well, if your case has been approved, you can't withdraw the application because it's already done. It's already been a decision. He is always threatened withdrawing the I-130 whenever you have a little understanding. We got to give that guy the middle finger, man. Got to give the guy the middle finger. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You cannot withdraw an application after it's been approved. Seriously, give that guy a middle finger, but find yourself, as long as you can defend yourself, okay? You don't know. There's some crazy people out there. Crazy people out there. I hear so many negative stories. Fine. I'm a board advisor of a nonprofit here in Houston, a social services agency. So hopefully it doesn't come to a situation like that, in all seriousness, okay? But you have the 10-year green card, okay? He cannot threaten to take it away. Some people say, oh, I'm going to file a letter I'm going to call ICE. Do what you got to do, bro. Okay? If that happens, you can prove it to them, your marriage bona fide evidence, okay? So hopefully, G Bali, you're still on to hear this, because I know it's been a minute. It's probably been like 30 minutes since I answered these questions. Okay, EGPSN. You filed for your husband and son I-130 F2A category. They got DQ July 2023. Okay, great. Last year, you received 60 days letter. Okay, I think you mean, is it admin processing right now? Why do you say 60 days later? Interesting. It actually tells you wait 60 days in admin processing. But either way, they gave you that letter in May and then again in July. So they just keep telling you that. So it's a bunch of BS. What we call, at least I do, admin processing abroad. 221G is like a black swamp. Okay, it's like the quicksand. All right, and you're just stuck, unfortunately. And it's all up to these subcontractors. Typically, that's all because they're checking criminal background history. It's just background history in general. Yeah, and they tend to do that longer in certain countries. Middle East, just think 9/11, 2001. It's very unfortunate. 23 years later, they're still doing these kind of tactics, even on these situations. So it's ridiculous. I don't hear about 221G admin processing in other areas of the world, not as often. So just think about that. Okay, so your situation, you may want to consider a file lawsuit. Okay. Jason, and then I'll get back to folks on the live show or guest. Jason, you got pending 485 with your spouse. Your mom also petitioned for you, okay, and very close to having an interview at consulate F2A. Can you abandon the 485 and do the interview at the consulate through your mom? Well, have you overstayed your visa? If you overstayed your visa, just making an assumption here. Okay, yeah, I see your follow-up comment. You don't want to get unlawful presence during the time 485 pending. Well, if you overstayed your visa, you do have unlawful presence. Filing the 485 by itself, it's not like the asylum application. Asylum application stops the clock on the unlawful presence. but the 485 does not. So Jason, if your spouse is a U.S. citizen, it does eventually, when you get approved for the 485, that your unlawful presence will be waived. However, that's not the case with your mom's petition. So although it's quote unquote getting close, and also like what makes you think it's going to get close? The prior date's getting close? Even the prior date getting close doesn't mean your interview is going to happen next week or the week after. It's still a process. So unfortunately, back to EGPSN. You live in Hawaii, your husband's embassy is Manila. Oh, so it's not even the Middle East. And I'm assuming you, I'm assuming that, did you have the interview at all for your spouse had the interview at all in Manila? Well, I'm assuming you said, yeah, you said DQ, so you provided everything they needed. Okay. Okay, Coda, I'll get to you soon. The short answer, Coda, is yes. Oh no, he's gonna have to get new evidence. He's gonna have to get. He can't just use the same evidence he used for the I went 30 a long time ago. Okay, Anna, on TikTok. What's going on?
Hi, sir. How are you doing?
Good, good. You don't have to call me sir. What's going on? You got a case?
Yeah. Well, I don't have a case. I have a question.
Okay.
So I have experience going on the J1 work and travel program, the J1 visa. And it was my third time going on the program for the summer coming, 2025. However, the company that I work with during the summer, they're interested in sponsoring me, like giving me a full-time job there, but they don't know the process. I was wondering while I'm there during the summer, and once my visa expires, usually around September 1st, can the process start there, like an adjustment, or does it have to start earlier?
So that's great to hear from your former employer, I guess you could say. The process can start like today, right? The employment-based process can take a long time. And which country are you national of?
I'm from Jamaica.
Jamaica. So okay, that's good. It's not China, India, Mexico, or Philippines, so less wait time. But are you currently in America?
No, I'm a student in Jamaica.
Okay.
So it's my final year in university, and I intend to go on the J1 work and travel program for the last time. The thing is, the company is interested, but they don't know like the process, like what's the first step.
Right. So we're happy to help with that. Do they have an HR department?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. We honestly prefer companies that do. It makes it easier to coordinate faster. No offense to entrepreneurs. Okay. So, but the thing is that you can start the process sooner. Most people assume incorrectly that to get sponsored by a company in terms of like residency, that you have to wait until like you're working for them with a non-immigrant visa, but you can do it earlier. You don't even have to know each other. You don't have to have that kind of relationship before, but in that sense. But yeah, because the process will take at least 2 years in general. The other thing to keep in mind is that you don't have the J1 visa yet, right? You're still kind of in the early stages.
Well, the J1 visa, it's a summer visa,
Mhm.
so you apply for it yearly, essentially.
Yeah.
Because I've been on the program before, and I was there this summer, but the visa expired in September, and I returned to my country. So my concern was like, if I go on the program for the final time, and if my visa expires, do I have to return home and then they start the process, or can I stay there while they're doing it?
They could start now, right? Or But yeah, you would have to leave eventually because most likely the process will not be complete while you're still in America next summer. And then the other thing to keep in mind is you don't have the visa yet, but did you get the 2-year stamp restriction to come back to Jamaica?
A restriction?
Did you get some kind of
No.
212 stamp? Okay, so that's good. So hopefully, not gonna well, you don't get that stamp because then that'll require you to come back anyway for 2 years before you. Certain countries require it. I don't have the list in front of me, but you can get that waived if that happens to you, just in case. But either way, you most likely have to go back to Jamaica, and then while the EB process is ongoing. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, your type of scenario, we do have like videos, like other short videos that's not, on social media, that personalized videos for companies just to learn a bit more. Like if they're pretty serious, then you can you can fill out the short form, or you can have one of their point of contact people in the HR to request those videos. So we just try our best to save a lot of time. And then after the videos, they can schedule a meeting to ask more questions. Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's just a lot of information for a company to know, and most of the time there's like, bro, just do what you got to do. But we seriously do have a lot of questions for the company because we want to make sure like certain positions are within their budget. Some companies just don't realize it. There's something called prevailing wage. It's not minimum wage, but they have to pay more than the prevailing wage. And they're like, oh, I was hoping only to pay like 20,000 for this position. We're like, that's not going to work. So let's see. So on TikTok, does it tell you like who was next? I'm trying to be as fair as possible. Um, Jose Reyes. Jose Reyes that I know, Miss Boutique. And then maybe after that is your BF. Hello, Jose. What's going on? Yes, sir.
My question for you, I am part of DACA and I did advanced parole,
Okay.
and I have a 2-year AA degree as a paralegal and finishing up my bachelor's in a year,
Mhm.
and then intend to pursue law school. I was doing some research on the EB categories and I came across the unskilled versus skilled work
Mhm.
for employer sponsorship. So I'm wondering if whether my current degree or maybe one of the future degrees would make me eligible for an EB sponsorship.
As a paralegal currently, that's what you have? Paralegal
Yeah.
certificate or something, or degree? We would say that's at least skilled at the minimum because it requires some kind of certificate.
Okay.
Mhm.
So would that make me eligible? And also for Mexico, so I know that the wait time for the EB categories are probably longer.
Well, the problem about the DACA, if we take a step back here on the legal concept, is that about getting sponsored through a company, let's say a law firm, okay, or a corporate job, then for DACA, yes, it stops the unlawful presence. But similar to people ask me a question about diversity visa or like, and they have asylum, they file for asylum. So it stops the unlawful presence, counting of those days. But when you eventually get to the last step of the EB process, you have the 485, and let's say you file that in America, or you can only file in America, but then you're gonna get an RFE, request for evidence, saying, show me proof of your current non-immigrant status. And unfortunately, DACA or asylum pending is not non-immigrant status. So it's a different scenario than like if you had a U.S. citizen spouse filing for you, that waives the unlawful presence like automatically. So I hate to be the bearer of bad news in that sense, but that's currently the situation.
Sure. Would it make a difference? And I'll have to look back on my own timeline, but if I didn't accrue any unlawful presence because I was a minor here and there to obtain DACA when I turned 18. Would that play a different factor?
No, they would still ask for current non-immigrant status. So what it could end up being if you went all the way through the process, because they're not going to stop you, they're just going to let you go through the process, because that question of the maintaining status, that's at the very end, and then it would be frustrating to the company, right, going through that, and for you, of course. But yeah, it would be denied based on failure to maintain status. That's what it would be called. And then, like you mentioned, AP at the very beginning. Yeah, that helps for the legal entry situation. But like if you're sponsored by a U.S. citizen or resident, yeah, there's just overlapping legal issues. It's frustrating for sure. But I'm glad you thought about it. I hope the law regulations change for something like that.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good luck, Jose. All right. What did I say? Miss Boutique, I believe. Well, TikTok says I've been on for 90 minutes. Oh, that is true.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes. I have a question because my husband is now a US citizen and he wants to bring his daughter from Africa, but we don't know which kind of process we can do. We try with a B2 visitor visa, but I'm not sure that it's the correct option for him to bring his daughter here. So,
Oh, I see.
which kind of option you can advise us?
Yeah, I don't recommend the visitor visa, but because they're gonna think she's gonna overstay. You said your husband? Your
Yes,
husband?
my husband.
Is he a citizen right now?
Yes, he's a US citizen now.
Okay. Has he filed a I-130 petition for your stepdaughter?
Not yet.
How old is the stepdaughter? About?
10 years old.
Oh, okay. So I filed a petition as soon as possible, and that's considered immediate relative. So there's still a wait time, processing time, but it's not family preference, which would take much longer.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So do you think that we can still do the B2 visitor visa, or we just need to wait for the petition?
Well, did you say they filed the B1, B2 already? The DS-160?
Yes, he filed it, but she's supposed to have she's supposed to go to the visa interview like in February 2025. She's supposed to be there in US embassy.
Okay.
I really don't know if she can do it or we just need to have a petition.
Okay. Well, now that you told me she has an interview, I thought it happened already. So if it says the interview is coming up in February, that's only what, 4 months away. Then I would not file a petition, not yet, because that would show some possibly, arguably, some kind of immigrant intent. So I would just wait on that since the stepdaughter is only 10 years old. I think it'd be different if it was like close to 21 years old. But just wait until the result of the visa interview in February, and then hey, if she's able to come to America, then that's great. Then I would just file the petition while in America and everything else, actually, assuming she wants to stay. So yeah, we're here when you need us, okay? Hopefully that helps. Good luck. Alrighty. So we're going down the line as best we can. Thank you so much. Yeah, I wish TikTok shared like who is in order, but it doesn't. Let's see. Oh wow. So I'm just going based on my memory. Let me answer a couple questions. Let's get Coda on. Coda, you still there on YouTube?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening. You have a cousin, right?
Yes, please. Yes, sir. I got some couple question, and thank you so much for your time. God bless.
Absolutely happy to help. So
Yeah,
you
I got a cousin. I have a cousin like he been having problem with his wife, so he got separated with his wife for a couple months, like about 10 months.
uh-huh.
But he has a 2 years green card, so he's thinking like he gotta apply for the removal, the conditional, the waiver for the removal for the green card. So he's not living with his wife. But I think he has the bills after they said being separated. He got the bills down, the pictures, all the pictures he got. He lost the phone, but he has evidence for the bills and the health insurance. The only thing he don't have, he only just have the all picture they send to the all
Uh-huh.
evidence.
Well, has he filed for divorce yet, or his wife?
He like is not, yeah, it is on the process. He filed, so
He has
he says he's
filed.
gonna
Okay.
fight based on, he says he's gonna fight based on abuse.
Oh, based on abuse. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, since he already has a 2-year card, try that way. And if for some reason that gets denied, then you file for VAWA. Okay. Since you said
Okay.
abuse. So, um,
Mhm.
but yeah, when there's abuse, typically there's a divorce process also. So even if it's just pending, we still select divorce on the form 751. Um, but yeah, of course, if he wants the most peace of mind, he should call our office. But you're very nice
Oh,
to ask for your cousin.
okay. And one more question. I
Yes.
got my sister who is applying the I-130 for our mom. So it has been like 7 months we don't get response. Now currently our mom is sick, and we really want our mom to come here. We're trying to request for expedite request,
Uh-huh.
but they didn't approve it. So what should we do? Can she go and apply for B or B2 visa, because she need to have a surgery right here in
Oh,
America?
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Uh, you file a petition for your mom?
My sister filed petition
Okay,
for our mom. Mhm.
gotcha. So has she done the expedite request already?
Yeah, we made the request, but they didn't approve it.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Can we make another one, or we can make another one?
Only if you have proof. Some people request it, but they don't have any proof, so you just wasted time, you know? So you have to have some kind of like medical proof, a diagnosis, maybe by a
We
doctor from our country.
we updated everything. The letter from the doctor said that
Yeah.
it would be better for her to have the surgery right here, but still they didn't approve it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough because even expedite request is a quote unquote new thing since the pandemic, but it's very, very discretionary. But yeah, usually it's a medical concern is where they would more likely approve the request or grant the request. But otherwise, like B1, B2, it's not going to be strong either because there's already a petition on file.
Mhm.
So the B1, B2 application could or DS-160 could be denied also. So I mean, fortunately, it's not too expensive. It might be 120, $160, but still frustrating. I'm not saying don't try, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I think that's
So
about it
so
for
we okay. So we just gonna wait. So I got some more questions to solve about that. So my sister been thinking when my mom got here, when she will get her green card, can she apply for one of our brothers in Africa, and he is like 17 years old. And how long do you think the process might be?
you talk about when your mom becomes a resident.
Yes. Can she apply for our brother, for her son, who
Yeah,
is
yeah, that would
17
be
years
a
old?
F2A category. Okay.
Okay. And how long is it gonna take for him to bring the son
I
here?
can't tell you that. That's very unpredictable. Right now, they're working on cases with the petition that were filed in November 2021. So if I just give you a random date, that's not really going to help you. But if I had to give you a date, 4 years, maybe.
Okay, for you, it's fine.
Yeah.
For
But
for
yeah, this is the kind of scenario. As soon as she becomes a resident, even if she doesn't have the card yet, just file the petition for your brother.
okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. And one last question for
Mhm.
my sister. She's thinking about applying for food stamp. But do you think if she apply for food stamp, that's going to delay our mom case?
Not necessarily, but I usually refrain from answering those kind of questions because that goes into public charge. But public charge is more about your your mom as the immigrant. Now, food stamp, if it's going to affect, right, the 864 eventually, the affidavit of support. So, do you have status also, green card or citizenship?
Uh, green card, yeah.
Okay, so if you have a job, then you can be a joint sponsor if you guys were considering you to do that. Um, does that make sense?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah, because I mean, if she's eligible for food stamps, then sounds like you need to have a joint. She needs a joint sponsor eventually, not yet. You don't need to show that documents yet. Okay.
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 And for my cousin too, who has the 2 years green card, he's thinking about joining the army. So you think when he join the army, he can just get the citizenship instead of having headache with his spouse?
It doesn't work that way. You still have to just go through this process, the remove conditions, and depending what happens there, then you can have a further discussion about the military.
Okay. Thank you so much for your
That's
time.
that's
God bless.
way future thinking. Like even if someone scheduled a consultation about that, we wouldn't answer that question. We would just refund you. It's just way too early. You gotta take care of what you can apply for now, right? Okay. Hopefully that
Okay.
helps. Makes sense. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you
Good
so
luck,
much.
Coda. Yeah. Share our channel with
Okay.
your cousin. All
Yeah,
right.
sure. Of course. Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. God
Bye.
bless. Thank you. Mhm.
Thank you. All right. All right. Appreciate that, Coda. All right. Whew. Mango Pie said Manila Embassy. Let's see. What was your first prior comment here? Do. Keith Hurd, if you have a felony, will that stop you from getting married? Are you the immigrant or are you the sponsor? Oh, okay. If you have a felony, if you allegedly have a felony, will that stop you from marrying a Philippines woman for the purpose of sponsoring her? No, unless that felony is related to child abuse, child-related type of crime. Let's see. Let me answer a couple written questions here. TikTok username, what form she'd apply for adjustment of status. Hopefully you caught what I said earlier. But you also asked if you're a citizen, your mom came as a visitor now for a year now. You want to adjust her status? Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can do that for your mom since you're a citizen. Um, Folks, I haven't done my pitch. Okay, I think it's a good time to do it. If you are interested in our services, click the link in the profile on YouTube, Facebook is down below in the description box. If you're interested in our services, click option number 1. All right. You don't have, it's not a meeting with an attorney. Just be upfront with y'all because some of y'all have been scheduling and then like say, I want to meet with an attorney. You click the wrong link. You click the right link, but you click the wrong option. So, all good. We love to provide access to attorneys, but please know our attorneys have limited time. We're here to file to secure legal status. We're not here to answer hypothetical questions. There are some attorneys that only do consults. They don't do the actual work. We do the actual work, okay? So, to be real with y'all, to be transparent, option number 2 is to speak with an attorney. That comes with a 3-digit fee. A lot of y'all I spoke with shared There's already been like at least 20 plus people in this 90-minute session, this live show, 90-minute plus. I saved y'all a lot of 3-digit fees, okay? So with that being said, please understand that if you're going to schedule and pick option number 1 to meet with a client care specialist, do not assume that an attorney is going to be in that meeting. Oh, we're going to kick you out, okay? But in all seriousness, you have to know what you're picking, okay? That's why I do my spiel. I share this with you, okay? We just don't want people to be frustrated when you have a meeting, okay? Our team is very diligent, at least just to remind you about the appointment, because some of y'all forget. And so that's why for option number 1, we do charge this amount. Okay, I can't say it out loud. I don't want to be banned by these platforms, even though this platform has technically already been banned. So it's less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Can't believe that. Now, if you're just wondering in general for the future, like, oh, I don't have a sponsor right now. I just want to know, like, someone earlier was like, wondering about like EB. That would be like a webinar option that's free. That comes out on a rolling basis, just depending the popularity of a certain topic. Because we do them live. I know some people do it like a repeat or something. Recording, I mean. Let's see here. Okay, okay, so let's speed through these, okay? I know lately we've had a couple that had like 5-10 questions. Let's get to the main question. If you have another like more questions, we're happy to answer it, but please be kind to others. Let's schedule a meeting with one of our team members, okay? Or come back live again, because I got 3, 4, 5 people, okay? So it's gonna be 5 people that's currently on this TikTok list, and that's it for tonight. There's only so much talking I can do. All right, so next is your BF, and on deck is Humera.
Hi.
What's going on?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
Sure.
So, to get to the main point right away, I have an A2 visa because of my dad. He's here studying in the National Defense University. So the thing is, there's 2 quick questions. First of all, from what I've read on the U.S. government websites, that I'm from Lebanon, by the way.
Okay.
Lebanon has a de facto agreement with the United States for work permits. Now, when we asked the people that we know in the embassy, they told us no. So I want to know, is that true or not? If you have any idea about it.
If you can get what kind of visa? I'm sorry.
No, I'm already in the United States on an A2 visa,
Right.
but I'm looking for my work permit here because
Oh.
as dependent of A2, there's a de facto agreement with the United States and Lebanon.
A2
about permits for A2 visa dependents. So yeah, that's. So I'm not really sure. Some people said no, as I read on the website. They said yeah, it's like there is a de facto agreement.
I'm just looking at the USCIS website right now.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like you can. Okay. As you can imagine, sorry, it's a rare question. I don't know too many people on A visa, so that's impressive. But it looks like you can. Let me pull up this Department of State website. You of course you do have to apply for it proactively. We call it affirmatively. File an application for it, 765. Let me pull up something else. Have you taken a look at the 765 application or instructions?
Yeah, I did, and it comes with another form as well, if I'm not mistaken. And by the way, I'm 21 years old, so like there's also an instruction that I can be like 21 and between 21 and 26 to get it.
Oh, okay.
And all that type of stuff. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I do see here on the USCIS.gov website that your category, they cut like the work permit category, that's C1 for spouse or dependent of A1 or A2 visa. So that's good. That's a good start. That hopefully can provide you peace of mind that you can, in general, apply for it. Now, let me
Alright.
see if there's something else about. Okay, so for example, I pulled up the instructions for the 765. So even though your visa is A1 or A2, the category is C1, so they have it in parentheses. But I pulled it up here. This page number 5, related to the A2 and A1. Yeah, it says file 765 with a specific type of documentation. It's the interagency record of request. I don't see anything about the age, but that could be related to the State Department might have some rules on that. But
Yeah, from what I remember, I saw like one of the I-forms. I really forgot about it. Like they can give it out for 21 to 26, and it's different for NATO than from like other armies or other official governments. So yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I'm looking at the State Department website about that. It doesn't, on the State Department website, it doesn't specify about work permit, which makes sense. That's not their job. It's more about USCIS for the work permit. So, by the way, where did you see about the 21 to 26?
I really forgot what form it was. If I'm not mistaken, I was on the US.gov website, and I was looking for like the de facto agreements and like the work agreements for A2 visa dependents and spouses. And there was like a link for two forms.
Okay.
One should be attached to the other, and one of them had like this like not disclaimer, but like the instructions about the age for NATO people, for like NATO government, and all of that.
Okay.
And on NATO.
Okay. Well, I didn't see that specifically age range on the 765 instructions, page 5. But you probably have looked at it briefly. But if you can't find it, just email my team. So if you or anyone is wondering, you click the link in the profile. There's a little mail icon. You click on that. You can ask for it. Okay. But looks like you can file the 765, and you can do it online, by the way, in general.
Oh, great. Okay. And another quick question, like it's a very general question. So if I want to stay here, what may be like the best option to maybe a visa or green card or permanent residency? Because back in Lebanon, there's war right now, and it's to be honest, I don't know if my home is destroyed or not. So
yeah, sorry to hear.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
So that's the thing, and I don't have my bachelor's degree yet, so I have like 1 more year to finish it. I did have the experience in software engineering, working remotely with the US companies and the NFT, so I can be like a a good citizen, or like I don't know what it's called. So yeah, in general.
Were you working for a company before you came here on the A2?
I was not working before that, but like I'm right now 21. At 18, I worked with a US company. At 20 as well, I worked with a US company before in tech, before having my bachelor's degree. I was an EMT. I was in the Red Cross before even finishing high school. And yeah, like I have a full resume, you can say, like for being like the model person.
Yeah. There's something called O1 visa, individuals with they call it extraordinary ability or achievement. We could send you a free guide. You just fill out our short form. In your situation, you're trying to figure out different options.
Yeah, I cannot go into EB visas because I don't have any degree. My stepmom does have a doctorate. Like I think she will try to get on the EB visa. She's a physiotherapist,
Mm.
But from what I know, she cannot give me she cannot give me the visa or green card when she gets it eventually. If she does, because I'm 21 years old.
Yeah, you're already 21. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we call age out. So yeah, you're gonna have to find your own way in that sense. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure out a way to help people like yourself where like we can review resumes and whatnot. Unfortunately, I don't know that many companies in America to do like a job bank, and companies that would sponsor. I wish that was the case. That'd be really good.
Well, there is website, but like
Mhm.
they used to be good, like the H1B grader website,
Mhm.
but not anymore.
Yeah, but that's usually like tech companies,
Yeah, recently tech companies, how layoffs are going, and if you don't have a degree, it's gonna be much harder and everything like that.
Yeah.
If you're like extraordinarily good, so yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult, but yeah, you either might want to schedule a strategy session with one of our attorneys as a 3-digit fee, or
Yeah.
register for one of our free webinars where we can go into a little bit more detail. But each webinar is typically about one specific topic. So, okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question, like about the O1. So you told me it's like the extraordinary visa.
Yeah, there's a O1A, O1B. So just different options that maybe you could apply for, because even if you could do like a company sponsor you for a green card, you still need the non-immigrant visa to keep you here. Okay, so
Yeah, definitely other than the H2B. Yeah.
so yeah, just try to run through like the quick questions for you, but maybe O1A in general. It's kind of broad, but you still need to meet the evidence requirements, of course. Okay, so you may.
What's that?
Well, I can't go through that here. I got to go to the next question, but the next guest. But you can ask for our free guide, and my team member will share it with you. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you so
All
much.
right.
buddy.
Good luck to you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Well, that's pretty cool. I think he said his dad is a diplomat. But what is very unfortunate is to hear about the strikes, the war in Lebanon and Palestine. It's very unfortunate. There's a lot going on that we just don't hear about. All we hear right now is an election, of course. So please be mindful of others, what other people are going through, even if they're here in America. So hope everyone's gonna. Man, I was gonna say hope everyone's gonna be okay, but I can't really do much. I'm just here in my little bubble. But what we can do here on the live show and your own platform, it's just helping people know that this is happening. The media does not always cover this, right? That's the great thing about TikTok and all these other channels, platforms, is that we can share the news than the traditional media. So, anyways, um, Tawana's Glamful online store. Can I talk a little bit about limited stay being placed on your visa the last time you went to USA? Sure, but I need to know more context. Yeah, sometimes even if your authorized stay was supposed to be intend to be 6 months, unfortunately, customs officers can reduce that time. I don't know why they do that. It's like they just look at you and then just suddenly they think like, okay, 3 days. Like that's ridiculous. Okay, let's get Humera, Ismail, Samuel Prince, and then Mini Yan. Speaking of yawn, I've only done one yawn, but once I get to 2, I'm going to bed. Humera, is that you? Okay. Clarissa, if you're still on, let's see. I know what the likelihood of USCIS seriously considering Mandamus for 601 waiver and not have it dismiss the case? It depends how long your case has been pending. Clarissa, if you're still on Facebook, How long? When did you file your 601? Okay, maybe Humera's not on because it's still pending. Let's get Ismail and then Samuel Prince. Hello, Ismail.
Hey, hello, John. Thanks for having me in your life.
Thanks for your
Hey,
patience.
I just have a quick question. I'll keep it short and simple. Pretty much, me and my spouse were on a driving, and we were in an accident where a drunk driver hit us. We recently got a report back from the from police, and they stated on there that they are going to charge the other individual with DWI. So we're just trying to see would that make my spouse eligible to apply for a U visa, or is that even an option?
That's a civil situation unless the DA picks it up and there's a criminal charge. Did you say there was a criminal charge?
Yes, the DA actually called me. The Harris County DA called me and said that they were going to press charges on the individual for
Okay.
driving while intoxicated.
Okay. By the way, are you and your wife okay?
Yeah, we're fine.
Medically
I'm
and all
feeling
that?
pain, suffering a little bit, but we are getting through this whiplash and pain and pretty much total lost vehicle and going through the moments. But that's it.
Yeah, we actually have been able to get U visa. It's a long process, of course, but obtain a U visa, and you might know already that you have to get the certification form signed, and it can be the police department, it can be the DA office, it can be the judge. So just depending on the stage of the case, I mean, usually police department is like really early on. We try to get it as soon as possible, not wait until trial because that could take a while. But of course,
I did get the Texas Department certifications. It's certified where it shows that they are putting DWI charges on the individual. But I guess my question is this a case that you will be able to pick up if I was to visit your location and start a case? Can we do that?
yeah, we're happy to chat about it and review it. And then, are you? By the way, y'all, I'm in Houston. Where are you located?
Houston as well. Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, in the meantime, though, if you just want, one of my team members to look at it first, that's this amount. You can click the link, but if you just want to skip to it, I do meet clients or persons like yourself in the office, so you can. That link is not available on, but you can ask. You can schedule the option number 1 first, and then you can ask to schedule with me. They'll help you with that. Okay.
Okay, yeah, because regardless if I go through that option, I still want to go through the petition and the process and everything. I did have another attorney, but they never replied back every time I message them. They do have my FOIA. Am I able to get that from them, or they cannot give me that because they have my FOIA?
They got the results already?
Yeah, they have. It lasted a whole year and a half to get them. We finally got them and review them. But like I said, every time I call him or text him or try to, he's always not in the office. So I just pretty much gave up on him.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. That's one of the things I learned from my coaching programs. Like you have to have a process, right? And so like a corporation. So we have a certain workflow. But yeah, to answer your question directly, you can get it from him. We sometimes, it's supposed to be easier if you get it from him. It sounds like you've tried already, but the worst case scenario is that we would give you like a short paragraph form that you just sign consent that law firm is supposed to give to us, whatever they obtained. So worst case scenario, and we don't charge extra for that.
Some things that we can look at that FOIA, see what options you can guide us with, and also if we can go through the U visa option B, whichever works, something.
Yeah, we'll take a look. We're on. It sounds like you've been on a live show for a while. I know your name was on there for a while, but there's some people that we have to give the bad news. Like if you're not eligible, we don't offer something.
Right.
So,
I like that
anyways.
transparency, but definitely, well, thank you, and I won't hold you back. And other people, more questions. Thanks for your time.
Cool.
We'll be in contact.
All right, sounds good, Ismail. Take care. Good night. Man, what? Ismail is in Houston, Texas, too. What are we doing up so late? Okay, I've been on a line. Oh my God, 2 hours. 2 hours. Thank you so much for your patience. Clarissa, you're still on also? All right. Clarissa said 2 years for the 601. Let's check real quick the processing times. I got to have all these websites open because I know y'all are going to ask these questions. So 601, Clarissa, is this for you or your spouse? If it's for you or your spouse, are you in America? Because the scenarios could be different. And then, do you know which service center your case located? Let me just pick a random one. Let me pick. Oops, I actually just changed. Oh, Clarissa, you're not gonna like this. For anyone who has a 601 application on file, I just picked all field office and it said 28.5 months. But now I'm going to click Nebraska Service Center. It also says 28.5 months for 80% of cases. So this is 2 years and 4.5 months. But even then, just because it says whatever it says on the processing time doesn't mean that's not if it's like too early to file a lawsuit. So it's been at least 2 years, 24 months, we would file a lawsuit. Okay. We would argue that's unreasonable delay. It shouldn't take that long. Before, I believe 2 months ago, it was at least 12 months. Okay. Now it's 28.5. It's pretty freaking ridiculous. Yeah. So hopefully that gives you some idea there. Is your husband, Clarissa, is your husband here in America or abroad? Because sometimes when you end up having the interview in America for the 485 and something pops up as an officer will say, RFE, you need to file 601. Okay. Let's get Samuel Prince on. And then on deck is mini yawn. Was that my second yawn? No, Brian.
Hey, John, good morning.
Hello, Samuel. Yeah, good morning. What's going on?
How are you doing today?
Good, good. Just getting fresh air here.
Yeah, okay. So I just followed you. Thank you for the lectures. It's really, really interesting.
Yeah, happy to help. So do you have an immigration question?
Yeah, so coming from Cameroon, and I don't know if you've handled any case from Cameroon already.
What is your specific situation though?
Okay. So I live in Texas.
Okay.
In Dallas. So on Monday I had my first hearing. It was a master hearing.
Okay.
I did apply for asylum by myself.
Okay.
I don't have a lawyer, and I went for the hearing, and I was asked that I should bring a lawyer. So I don't understand why they just said that.
So that was your first master hearing, okay? And they said, they asked you, why didn't you bring a lawyer?
Yeah.
Some judges are like that, unfortunately. Did you have Judge Sims?
No, it's Judge Davis.
Okay, Judge Davis, okay. You got another court date, right? A court hearing, the next one?
Yeah, she doing me an in-person hearing, 2026.
Oh wow, 2 years from now. Yeah, so it's very backlogged. Okay, have you filed the asylum application?
Yes, I did by myself.
Okay, that's good. So, yeah, an attorney in this situation, because the Biden administration has a prosecutorial discretion, we would try to get that case dismissed from court and just have USCIS process your asylum application, so you don't have to have that like concern about deep removal proceedings. So that would be the strategy. I don't know if I'm answering your question because I didn't really hear a question yet, I guess.
Yeah, my question was that because I told him that I can represent myself, but she said that I need a lawyer.
Yeah, you still can technically represent yourself, but I don't know. I think if you want the best case scenario for, it's the knowledge base, right? Like if you hire an attorney Like for asylum cases, currently we refer to another attorney, law firms that only focus on asylum, right? So, of course, I can't tell people you have to hire an attorney, but there are immigration problems. There are situations where some law firms only handle certain things, like companies that sponsor people. Some law firms hire asylum, and the reason why is because of number one, as a company, we think of workflow. Number two, we understand like today's topic. At the beginning, I talked about notice of intent to deny. So there's just very specific scenarios, and especially when it's dealing with asylum, I do encourage it because, I mean, when we file a lawsuit, Mandamus lawsuit for people who filed for asylum more than 4 years ago, some of them don't have an attorney, and I feel bad when they get denied. Some are approved without an attorney for sure, but it depends on a lot of like who the officer is, if they understand the situation, a lot of different things. So, but if you just want the best case scenario, yeah, I do recommend it. So maybe that's why the judge said it. Some judges can be rude about it, but I mean, the other thing is that some judges may say, like, I'm thinking if I were a judge, they want efficiency, right? And so, especially in a trial, because they're the, because you could say, like, it's almost like the executive director of the court for each court. They're forced to have 2 trials. If it's a day for trials, 2 per day. It's a lot. It's a lot of information intake. So it's just things that people don't explain. Maybe I need to record a video about this, but so your next, if you don't try to get your case dismissed, I mean, you could try to save up money for your hearing in 2026. Yeah, just because there's just certain questions that are typical to ask, but there are also other questions to think outside the box that your future attorney could ask you, specific to your claim of fear. So, yeah, that's not something that you can find on. I appreciate you asking this because it's not something that you would read in a Google review or anything, you know. So,
So one other thing is like yesterday after I came home, I
Mhm.
have to review the court, and I saw that most times if an asylum seeker go along without a representative, it is likely to deny.
Yeah, there's statistics on that exactly. Unfortunately, but it's not even sometimes not even a language barrier. You speak English very well. It's not even that. It's just like I remember, like whether it's court or USCIS. I remember like at least when we were going in, they called their client's name. I could just tell the officer was just very frustrated. And one of the things I try to do when I go to interview or at court is like keep it peaceful, right? Or
Yeah.
find some peace in the room. And I fortunately have a way to ask it to where it's not rude to the officer. Like I'm not asking like, "Hey, why do you feel this way?" Not like that. But people, I remember officers saying like, "Well, the person before us, the person couldn't figure out the signature thing and the ink pad or digital pad." I was like, "Oh, that's frustrating," because it's just a digital pad. It shouldn't be that difficult. So, just random things like that can rub a judge the wrong way. It's crazy, right? But they have a lot going on too. But yeah, it's frustrating for us too, dealing with certain judges.
Yeah, so
Hopefully, that gives you more context.
I've been here for 4 months now, so I'll see if I can maybe if I have money, I'll try to get a lawyer by that time.
Yeah, the good thing is you got at least a year. So yeah, you've been here for 4 months, so you didn't have to have a lawyer today, right? It's the master calendar hearing. Sounds like you've done some research to understand the difference. So the one in 2026, is that the final trial, individual hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Final, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want a referral or something for the future, just to have in your email or something, please contact us. We have a little on my link in the profile. We have an email icon. That's the one. So to ask for a referral, you don't even have to pay any money to us. We're happy to share. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right, good luck, sir. Take care, Samuel. All right, we got one last guest. It looks like Mini Yawn, and then I can go to sleep. Hey, what's up? Hello, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. Do you have an immigration question?
So, I have a basic question. I know, I guess my case is pretty easy, but I'm confused about this immigration thing. I'm on a legal status here in the United States on a student visa F1.
Okay, F1,
Yeah, and then I got married to my wife this February. She's a lawful permanent resident.
I'm sorry, what happened?
I got married to my wife. She's a lawful permanent resident.
Okay, oh yeah, okay. Green card holder, okay.
Yeah, in February, and then I filed for I-130 on June.
Okay.
Now I'm confused. Either I can file adjustment of status this October or not.
June you filed the 485 and everything, right?
No, June I filed I-130.
Oh, right, yeah, because your spouse is only a resident. Okay, so what's your question? Because you know you have to wait a long time.
Yeah, can I file 485 and other like 765 I-131 this October, or I have to wait?
Why do you say this October?
Yeah.
Is it because visa bulletin? Why do you think you filed this October, this month, for the rest of it?
Because I see the visa bulletin, the date for filing is over my priority date. That's why.
Well, let's check the USCIS website on this. Okay, so USCIS, family preference. Okay. They have a chart that tells you which chart to follow, or they have a page on it. So family preference, you have to follow the dates for filing. Okay. So let me click on that. So that shows currently July 2024. Okay. And you said you filed in June. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like it's a possibility for you, Ben. Can you schedule a meeting with one of our team members? You can probably do option number one if you're seeking services. So they have time to look at this for you, okay?
Okay, so I can file it, right, according to the visa bulletin?
Yeah, according to, if your priority date is June 2024, then right now they're following the date chart B for that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good luck. Take care.
I'm very confused about that one.
It is confusing. That's why I'm taking a look like multiple times. It's pretty late, so this visa bulletin is like not something I want to look at late at night, to be honest. All right, good luck to you. But yeah, if you want the website on which one to look at, there's a USCIS website. You could ask for it in the email icon. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alrighty, I'm tapped out, y'all. But I do see one more question from Jahan D. Good to see you on YouTube. That's right. Welcome back to the channel. I remember you're from Jamaica, married to a U.S. citizen. Your spouse filed for you August 2023. So a year ago, a little over a year ago. How long before you think it'd be approved? She's a citizen. Okay. Processing time. I just had this up. Okay. All right. These cases, petition only should take only 12 months, but the reality is Could take longer. What service center do you know? Johan, Nebraska? Okay. Doesn't let me pick. It just lets me pick all service center. So it says 15.5 months for 80% of cases, Johan D. So it's very unfortunate, but at 15 months, we would file a lawsuit anyway for that. So hopefully, Johan, you don't need our services in that for that at least. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Hey, we got the 13,000 likes on hearts on TikTok. Really appreciate it. Again, if you're interested in our services, and that's option number one, you pay this amount. If you want to speak directly with an attorney, that is not option number one. That's option number two for a 3-digit fee. Okay. Really appreciate it, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Get some sleep. Okay. What are you guys doing up this late? Peace.